Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today, man. It's beautiful outside. The sun is shining, and it is an incredible day today. Today is Monday, February 6th. We're already into the month of February, man. Valentine's Day. It's going to be good. Super Bowl next week. Our daughter Nina is getting married on Saturday. It is fantastic. It's going to be a great week. It's a hectic week because everybody's going crazy, especially my wife. Everybody's putting together everything. So it's just going ballistic. But it's going to be an incredible day. You're watching Ocean Spit, the little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon, a little lunchtime fun. I appreciate you guys watching the show every day. And we're always looking for new viewers, more viewers. So push the button and share it. Tell your friends, tell everybody for a little show about big things. And we try to talk about everything, folks, some good, some bad, but we at least try to get it to you from the heart. And that's what it matters. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. We are happy. It's a great day. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the point. We got to start off the show with one of our fantastic sponsors and the number one sponsor. We're talking about Ace Hardware. That's right, Norwich Ace Hardware and Des Plaines Ace Hardware. Remember, they've been helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, plus two other locations, the Evergreen Park one and the Warrenville one. Check the screen that you're looking at right now, folks. It gives you all the information for our good friends from Ace Hardware, Raffaello and Jackie. Now, folks, to make things even better, on the 23rd of February, me and my lovely co-host Laura, my wife Laura, will be live remote at the Norwich Ace Hardware, 8330 West Lawrence Avenue in Norwich at 12 o'clock. We're going to do a live Ocean's Pit there. Raffaello and Jackie are putting a bunch of new stuff, special prices. Listen, Ace always has great prices every day of the week, but they're going to do even something better if you come to that live remote on February 23rd. Yours truly and my lovely wife, Laura, will be at that Norwich Ace Hardware. Very cool. 8330 West Lawrence Avenue. We're excited about that, folks. So remember, Ace Hardware. All right. So how cool is this? This is unbelievable, folks. We're having so much fun. We had an incredible weekend of stuff that happened. It's just one thing after another. And I'm just in a great mood. You know, I'm in a great mood because our daughter, Nina, is getting married. No matter what you're going through, no matter what the problems are, no matter what you have in your life, when your daughter, my wife's daughter, of course, and my stepdaughter are getting married on Saturday, it's the first one of the girls to get married, the Frank girls to get married. It's a big deal. I mean, it is superly. I mean, my wife is going over the top, doing everything she to make sure the night is perfect. And Nina and Eric are working their butts off to put everything together, and all our friends and Natalie and mine, everybody just putting everything, trying to get everything work. Gianna, the kid, our son Joey's gonna marry them. And he's got a good couple tricks up his sleeve, so I'm sure it's going to be a very gorgeous day and a humorous day and a loving speech. It's going to be good. We even have to give our speeches, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're excited about that. All right. So let's get to some other stuff we got going on, folks. We got a couple big dates coming up. St. Jude's always April 23rd. Nick Sahajas and Phyllis Sahajas, a little bit country meets a little bit rock and roll at the Des Plaines Theater. 2:00 show, oshows.com for tickets. April 30th, Ocean's Rat Pack. First time we're ever been at the Des Plaines Theater for a full 90-minute show with our good friend Jack D'Amico opening the show from the original Chicago Rat Pack. Now that's going to be a Des Plaines show. Also tickets, oshows.com. And the big one, folks, the CD is in. Professor Daryl Amistad finished the CD. It is in. And it's going to be released on Saturday, February 18th, the Saturday right after our daughter Nina's getting married. And it's going to be fantastic. we're going to have at the St. Charles, of course, Club Arcada Speakeasy with the main event band, Tony Toto, Danny Raimondi. Barb Bailey will be joining us. Ronnie B. Elvis will be joining us. Regina Karma will be joining us. Jeff Dubray, maybe even Bill Saratella. We also have Angel Coramato from Naples, Italy, will be performing live. You know him, he had 40 million views on his TikTok page. 40 million views. He's going to be there performing some great Italian songs. So get your tickets Saturday, February 18th, oshows.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we got that. All right, let me tell you, an incredible weekend that we had. It was great, folks. Third Friday night at the Chicago Prime Steakhouse was fantastic. Excuse me. We had a lot of fun. Let me see who's watching, folks. Helen, how you doing? Yes, Albert, I said April 23rd already. Tony Toto, I hope you're doing well. Helen Tenuta, Patrick Haig, how you doing? Ronnie B, what's shaking, buddy? When my daughter got married, it was just a wonderful day. Well, Kathy, I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful day for anybody out there who had sons or daughters to get married. Your sons getting married is one thing. I know it's important, especially the moms and the dads. But you know, with the first daughter, it's got to be big. It's got to be big. And all the weddings, all our kids, once they decide to get married, it's going to be a big event. But it's a pretty cool feeling, and I'm proud to be part of it. No studio yet, Carol. Carol, we're just waiting. We were up there Thursday when I did the show live. Friday, I did the show live from our new studio. Just to see if the internet, everything works up there. And so far, we had no glitches. But we will be up there. They're still got to put the new wall. It's going to take about another 2 weeks. Then we will be back in that studio. That I promise. Lillian, great seeing you Saturday night at Tavern on the Point. Erica, Daryl Armenstadt did the CDs. He produced it. The CD is called Have I Heard I've Had a Good Time. We're going to be that concert on the 18th. We'll be doing a lot of stuff from the CD, plus bonus stuff, of course. But it's got. We did the 10 CDs that I have available. We took the best 10, and I took the best songs that I thought were on there, and we put them on there with me. My wife, Laura, and Daryl put this list together, and she picked some songs, and I picked some songs. We already had a best of on my 25th, which Tony Shark, my old producer, put together, and he put some versions on there. This is little different versions. Like, for instance, one song that we had called Come Out Tonight, which it's a big fan favorite. We actually put the live recording on this new CD from the Live Park West with the 20-piece band. So you're going to get a couple different bonus tracks that you wouldn't have got anywhere else, plus two special guest duets on that CD, and we'll give you more details on that. Now, we are going to put the CD not only live on our website, but you're also going to get it on Spotify, and you're going to get it on iTunes, and we're going to have your chance to buy the whole CD or one song at a time, whatever you want. But it's going to be fun. The CD is called, again, I Heard I've Had a Good Time. So we're excited about that. I hope you guys are all doing well. Bobby, I hope you're well, my good friend. Carrie and I will see you on the 18th. Well, Amy from Indianapolis, thank you, my dear friend. We can't wait to see you too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited about that. All right, so what we did was great. Thursday night, of course, Zaza's was fantastic. I think we already mentioned that. But Friday night, Chicago Prime was on fire. We were in the bar. It was great. Me and my buddy Jeff Dubray me and Daryl Armenstadt did an incredible job. Thank you, Daryl. Saturday night, we were at Tavern on the Point. Now, we haven't been to Tavern on the Point since last year because we only go like the 6 or 7 dates there for the year. And it was fantastic. And I usually play upstairs, but they had a giant private party. So John put us downstairs right by the front door. And I was there, of course, with Jeff Dubray. Regina Karma stopped by, which was fantastic, sing a couple of songs. And it was great to see Pam and Dave. And, of course, John Anthony's birthday. Jay Anthony was there celebrating his birthday. Of course, great seeing Dan and Deanna, of course. Zoe, great. You got to love him, man. And it was so great to have you guys all come out. Cousin Tom Vena. It was a great event. Thank you, John, for that. Jill, how you doing all the way from Indiana? I hope you're doing well. So it was a lot of fun, and thank you for that. And Sunday, I just laid back. I was supposed to go to Eagle River. Plans got mixed up over there. So I'm hoping we can reschedule another date with Paul and Marty up in Eagle River because I was really looking forward to that because I have a week off, folks. Do you believe it? I have a week off. I didn't book anything. I have no dates from now. No dates. Nothing this week to promote. Believe it or not, the first time in I don't know how many years. But my next show is going to be the 15th of March. 15th of February will be at Rosebud in Westmont. On the 16th, we're returning to JC Pub in McCook. On the 17th, of course, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. But it's going to be a lot of fun. A couple more dates. I'm happy that we're actually going out of town with the Oceans Rat Pack. Get this, folks. We're going to be March 11th. We're going to be in Nebraska at the Platt Center with Oceans Rat Pack. 2 nights out there. It's going to be cool. And the 13th, we're going to be in Minnesota at the Hunt and Polo Club with Oceans Rat Pack. And then March 1st, we're going back. We're going to the city. Now, we haven't been in the city in I don't know how long. Have not performed in the city before even COVID. And it's been a while. So we're going to be at Carnival Restaurant and the Alley Speakeasy on Wednesday, March 1st with Tony Toto and Danny Raimondi. It's going to be a 6:30 show in the city. Bill Marovitz does a great job. I remember his father, Judge Marovitz, the oldest living judge, working judge at the time. I think he was still working at way into his 90s. So it's going to be a great show. Get out there to the city for all my city friends out there. It'll be a lot of fun. So that was very cool. All right. Let's get to some stuff here. Let's talk real fast. Let's get a couple sponsors if we can. We'll get a couple. We won't do them all in a row here. Just I want to get you guys going. But McCampbell, attorney at law. Roy McCampbell, check him out. A great lawyer, honest lawyer, does a job right. 708-275-4264. And our good friends from Deutsch Power Center, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. They're in Elgin, Illinois, and my wife's company, don't forget, Laura Ocean Solutions, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. If you go with Laura Ocean Solutions, folks, I promise you'll never shop again for any credit cards. That's Laura Ocean Solutions. All right, folks, you're watching us here Monday through Friday. We are live on Twitter. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on Mo Carrara Facebook page, the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page. We are live also on YouTube. And of course, you're also seeing us live on Ocean's Pit, new Facebook page. Please go to it, like it. You're getting all the information on the bottom of the screen. If you have any questions, please do it. So plenty of chances to see the show here Monday through Friday. Now, after the wedding, we're going to start having guests again because I had a bunch of list of guests, and we're still going to go back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday guests. And of course, my lovely wife, Laura Ocean, will be joining us on Thursdays. But she's getting ready this week because of the wedding and getting everything involved. So she'll probably be here at the end of the month joining us again. Let's talk a couple things. Let's go. Happy Black February is the beginning of Black History Month. To go out and support the Black History Month. I like it when they have different. I just wish that with me, I wish they had the whole month for all nationalities, like the Irish History Month, or the Italian History Month, or the Spanish History Month. That's the only thing that I don't get about the whole thing. I understand it, history, but I think it should be fair for everybody. But for everybody out there, God bless Black History Month for the month of February. All right, folks, how about a couple other things? National Wear Red Day. I never liked the color red, so I don't know if you're wearing red or not. But National Red Day. Pat Lanzini, happy Monday to you, my dear friend. I hope you're doing well. Also, how many people from Elmwood Park or River Forest in that area remember Horwatz? Horwatz Restaurant off of North Avenue. They started 1931. They closed 2004. Horwatz was a mingling place where all the gangsters used to hang out, where all the used to be a big spot. But when I was a kid in Elmwood Park, I didn't know anything of it. I had no clue about Horwatz. I used to see it every day when I used to walk past it or drive past it, whatever it was, as I became a teenager. Because once I lived in Elmwood Park, I slept in the house with my mom and dad, but I didn't hang in Elmwood Park. I never hung by the circle. I never hung, so I I didn't know anything that was going around in that town. I went to Alpine Sandwiches because my mother needed the deli to buy the mortadella and the salami and the prosciutto. That's where we would go. St. Vincent was in River Forest, where I went to school, grade school. Elmwood Park was my high school. Now, I was busy in people's garages and basements learning rock music in my rock bands. So I really didn't appreciate the town that I lived in, which I should have. Richie Hamlin, how you doing? Live shows at noon coming up. Live, Carol. Yes, we will be. The live remote show was going to be at Ace Hardware. Woo, 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 woo. Ace Hardware, February 23rd. Our next live remote, 8330 West Lawrence Avenue. The next live remote, but we will be doing some more live remotes. Absolutely, Carol. Red represents heart disease, which is #1 killing of women, and breast cancer. Yeah, and you know what? A horrible thing, as we know. Breast cancer, heart disease. I know a lot of my friends out there. Cheryl Riccio from the Ron Onesti organization. She had cancer 3 times. My friend Karen Sapico is a 4-time cancer survivor. Heart disease, that #1 killer of women in breast cancer. Hopefully they come up with some sort of, I just don't get it. Sometimes I think we talked about this before. I believe that they got a cure for everything. I just think that if they had a cure for everything, people wouldn't be dying and they wouldn't be making the big pharma money. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a doctor and I don't even play one on TV. So let's forget that. But happy Red Day, and our women out there, God bless. Love the color. There you go, Lillian. Love you too, man. I hope you're well. All right, let's talk about something that I watched yesterday. Anybody forget? I don't know if anybody answered. Anybody remember going to Hurwitz? I don't know if anybody did remember that, but is this your new digits? This my new digs? I don't understand you, Pat. Anyway, we'll get to that. Happy 43-year anniversary to Richie and Blanche, all my good friends, the owners of Norton's in Highland Park. 43 years they've been married. Richie and Blanche, happy 43 years. All right, folks. Congratulations to Shelby and Dean Saratella. They made the dean list in the college there in Nebraska, and Julie and Bill should be very, very happy for their kids making the dean list. God bless you, man. Yes, I had my oldest daughter's christening there. All right, there you go. New office, show spot. No, this is still the old office, Pat. The new one is being done. I was in my new office last Friday just to see if the internet worked up there because it is upstairs. I just want to make sure it was okay. And last Friday's show seemed like it worked out really good. So I was happy about that. My voice is still a little raspy, as you can see, as you can hear. Sorry. Kathy, how you doing? And it's just still taking its toll, slowly but surely. Miss Angel's restaurant in Elmwood Park. Lillian, that was another spot too. Yeah, that was great. I love these quotes, folks, and listen to this. People will borrow your presence for their own ego. Remember that. Sandy sent this in from Hillside. People will borrow your own presence for their own ego. Protect that, your presence. You have that presence when you go out there, folks. Most of the people I know have when they walk in that door, people know who they are. They got that presence. They got that energy. They got that positive vibe. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes too much of a hype or too much of a whatchamacallit can be bad. Can have a bad day, and then you end up, taking it out on people. So Hurwitz was a very suspicious place. No windows. Yeah. Craig Olson, no windows. There you go. Bill Saratella's watching. So, Bill, there you go, pal. Congratulations to Shelby and Dean, man. They made the Dean's list. God bless you, man. Good for you. Shows great, good parents, and my good buddy Bill and Julie are. Very cool. All right. Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver. And I still don't know what that means, but I thought I'd throw it out there anyway. I seen it this morning. on a Facebook page. It said, "Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver." So you can put whatever you want with that. I just thought that was pretty funny. All right, let's talk. Excuse me. Let's talk, if we can, about the Grammy Awards last night. First of all, how many people watched the Grammy Awards last night? Me and my wife. Now, my wife was surprised. I haven't watched the Grammy Awards in a long time, probably since the 80s, maybe 90s, after a lot of the bands that I started following just they're not nominated anymore, and they're not even considered. They don't even look at those people, those bands anymore. Toto, it did kind of suck. Maybe because of the color of the duct tape. There you go, Kathy. Makes sense. Silver is, yeah, good point. Um, Lilia, you didn't watch it? Okay, so Tony said it sucked. And let me tell you a couple things. My wife was even shocked that I recorded it because I know my wife would probably like watching the Grammys because she's a little bit more up on KJ. You fell asleep. Okay, there you go. She's more up on the new music than I am. I'm not on the new music at all. I can tell you who some of the artists are, but just because of all the music magazines and stuff I read, but I couldn't tell you what songs they sing. But anyway, it's first of all, it's long, like most award shows are. Science is golden, but that don't work. Then use duct tape. All right, there you go, Vernon Voss. Now that's it. That's better. Silence is golden, but if that don't work, use duct tape. Now I get it. Now I get it. Tony, the Motown, that was the only thing I liked. Madonna, she looked horrible. Best part of the Bonnie Raitt was Song of the Year. Albert, a lot of stuff that you're pointing on, and I agree with you totally. First of all, for my cup of tea, I was happy that Willie Nelson won. I was happy that Bonnie Raitt won. Harry Styles, he's not too bad. I mean, I only heard one song of the guy. Seemed very humble. I mean, his videos and stuff is really out there. I know that. But that was okay. And the Motown, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Berry Gordy, very cool, old school, very respectful. One thing that really gets me, folks, that I don't get so much, it was all basically about the hip hop and the rap. Now, I understand hip hop and rap make a lot of money and a lot of people listen to it. That's not the problem I have. The problem I have is this is the Grammy Awards. There was no pop and there was no rock mentioned anywhere in the show. Now, if you go to concerts, stadiums, they're pop groups. They're rock and roll bands that are still filling these stadiums. No mention of these guys whatsoever. And some of these guys put records out. Yet Coldplay, to me, that's not rock and roll. Okay, they gave it to Willie Mike because he was 90. I love Willie Nelson. And it's the Grammy Awards. So Grammy Awards are for music. There's more to life than hip hop, rap, country. That didn't even hit. They barely even hit country. You need to focus and you need to show all sorts of music. And that would make the average person watch, young or old. Why don't you do half of the new stuff and half of the old stuff? How is my battery running low? Oh, Jesus, never ends. Hold on, folks. Okay. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is they didn't cover anything. Amen, right, Bobby? If you're going to do that, and I got it was the 50th anniversary, whatever it was, of the introduction of rap, and it should be everything, right, Debbie? I didn't get it. There was no rock. They didn't even have a rock band play live. They couldn't find anybody. The Grammys have not been kind to rock and roll for a very long time. You're right, Vernon. And you know what the sad thing about it? Rock and roll, if there was no rock and roll, there would be no country. I mean, there would be country, but there would be no rap. There would be none of that stuff. Rock gave it everything. You would think of 4 hours they could at least have a better selection of. Thank you, Joanne. That's what I'm trying to say. It's 4 hours. If it was 90 minutes, whatever it was, you play to the people that are selling the most records. I get all that. You know, this Sam Smith about the devil and all this stuff. I know the song's called Unfaithful, whatever it is, but if you didn't know, I had no clue. My wife didn't know until our daughter Gianna told us. What about having a song that you'd be able to listen to and understand what it is? I don't get it. And if that's the case, if they're going to put that all that stuff, fine, let them do that. But give us a little bit of rock and roll. Give us a little bit of pop. Patrice, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Great seeing you at Zaza's on Thursday. Sounds like the same knuckleheads run the Grammys that run the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they do, Richard Hamlin. You're absolutely right. Let's not forget that it was the Grammy that nominated Fountains of Wayne as the best new artist. The third album came out. Chuck Fieldman, if you're going to talk about music, we know Chuck is the man. Chuck Fieldman, folks, he influenced half the music I listen to. Chuck was the guy that said, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. So when Chuck speaks, you listen. And it was very true. Giving that to the Fountains of Wayne. A great band, by the way. But Chuck, I hope you're doing well, brother. Got to have you back on the show again. But I'm thinking is out of the 4 hours that was there, at least give me a rock, bring a pop band, do a song, even though they're not nominated. Pick a rock and roll band to do a song, even though they're not nominated. Make it a little interesting. And I just didn't get it. And if you're going to do hip hop rap, how come no Snoop Dogg? There was no Snoop Dogg. I don't know much about it. I don't care for the music, but it's energy. It's angry. It's definitely an art. It's definitely remember when Bill Haley came out, the parents thought this guy was whacked. And when the Pistols and the Ramones came, what the hell was this in '77? So rap did the same thing. They were angry young kids in bad neighborhoods, growing up bad, hard life, reaching out. And that's how it all started. It's definitely an art, and I understand it, and it's great. But it is the Grammy Awards. It should be music of all genders. Everything should be represented in some bit of form. Seems to me that they focus on certain things. It's almost like they try to push stuff on you, even though you don't care for it. So I'm a little concerned about that. Beyonce, congratulations, though. She won. Nobody's done that. 19 awards or 20 awards, God bless. Showed up late, whatever it was. Her hubby was there. Who knows? Someone said, with all the money Beyonce's had, she was stuck in traffic. Couldn't she hop on a helicopter and they drop her down the roof or do something? It's almost like they are purposely not putting real musicians playing instruments in these shows anymore. That's not the point so much. I understand, Bobby, your concern on that. And guys, even speaking for myself with our group, a lot of this stuff is tracked, folks, unfortunately. TV, you have to. You can't make a mistake. It's got to be perfect. They got to do what they got to do. But it was a little bit too, I just didn't get it. They made the Grammys telecast generational because there are so many categories. Yes, so many categories. You're right, but they had a electric pop category, correct? Did they have a rock category that they actually showed live instead of the winner, Edgar Winter won for rock, I think, right? But I don't think they showed him on TV. So it's a little whatchamacallit. They are pushing agendas, Becky Lee. It's just like our mass media. You're right. So I understand. That's Hollywood. Remember like when Trevor, the host, he actually did a pretty good job. But he was talking to his mom, and his mom thought it was the devil, and Mom, what kind of show are we watching? So he was playing a joke to it. But it was putting these messages into our heads, into people to see what's going on in this world. Just my opinion. It don't mean shit, but I don't get it. You know, the Harry Styles tune. I forgot what it's called, but it did sound like a tune from the '80s, like first MTV. You know, when they first came out with those the bands from the '80s, like the Flock. It sounded like a Flock Seagull song, which I love the Flock. But I mean, something like that. And so that's kind of cool and went kind of back. But they didn't even have Bruno Mars on. And if anything new for me, I like Bruno Mars. He's a ripoff of Wilson Pickett and Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and Elvis. So uh, give me some Bruno at least. But they didn't even have Bruno on there. Now, Paul and Ringo were around. They could at least came out and did something. Stones were around. They could have did something. I mean, I don't know. There you go. Thank you, Albert. Beyonce won 32 Grammys, nominated 79 times. 32 Grammys. It's unheard of. She's got talent. I don't know all her stuff. I couldn't name maybe one song. I couldn't tell you what she actually sings, but she's huge. The entertainment is sucking in the tweet of where the money is at. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense, Boyd. And I think even the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it seems like they put in the people that, because, not only when you do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you buy tickets for that event. So if they have more popular people in there, more people will buy their tickets. But we all know there should be bands that should be. Warren Zevon should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know, Chuck, if you're still watching, Eric Carmen, if he's not in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, I don't know, or the Raspberries should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for what they did. Just me. I might be a little too close to the subject, Chuck, as you would say, but it doesn't make sense to me. But my wife was even shocked that I taped it and said, honey, the Grammys are on, because I never would have done that. But I know she might have liked it. Fran, I hope you're doing well, my friend. So you're watching Ocean's Pit. If you're just joining us, folks, Monday through Friday, we were just discussing the Grammys. Let's talk about Don Esteban Cigars out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Hand-rolled cigars delivered right to your home. Call Javier at 727-366-7536. And let's not forget our good friends from Trico Hair Experts, recreating great hair days out of Rosemont, Illinois, 773-999-7888. We know, so you're going to get your ups and downs, of course, of the Grammys. Just my opinion. But I don't know. But to not to touch on the pop and the rock at all in 4 hours, I'm sorry. Just didn't get to me, folks. Just don't understand it. All right. Now let's talk about this balloon. My God. I never seen so much stuff and so much fun and so much of this Chinese balloon that was over. Now, of course, the Chinese balloon, according to Fox, when he was seen leaving the White House, getting onto his plane, the reporters talked about it. He refused to talk about it. As our president, I think you should at least talk about it. At least people know what's going on. I think it's important. The Pentagon did confirm that the explosion over Montana, they said, was not the balloon, but they did bring it down. Thing that gets me, folks, it's scary because someone said it makes sense. It's been up there 5 or 6 days. They shot it down too late, my opinion. They shot the balloon down a little too late. And the failure to shut down that balloon, it just tells our enemies that we're incapable of defense. It's almost like you're letting shit happen and we didn't try to stop it. It's scary. It's scary. I don't think that says great. There's so many people. Marie Lewis, how you doing? Danny Ramonde, Smokey and Stevie. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Marie Lewis. I'm trying. Good afternoon. I'm feeling better, Randy. Thank you, buddy. The balloon is distracting from something else. Michelle, see, that's the thing that scares me. Our enemies, China's going, look at this balloon. They're letting us go 5 or 6 days. videotape, watching what's happening. We're not trying to shut it down. We give it 5 or 6 days. I believe it was still up in the air. But it shows, and the funny thing is, Biden says he ordered the shoot down to shut down the balloon, but it was overrun by General Mike Miley. Now, isn't our president the commander in chief? Doesn't he have the final say to shut that balloon down? I don't know. Has these balloons appeared with other presidents or other times in our life? Maybe so. I don't know. But you notice now in the last couple of years, it's more focused. Everything that's going on is more and more focused in the political thing. I don't understand why it lasted so long as it did. It's scary because they just let something walk right into it. Look, it's like dropping some. That thing could have blew up somewhere in New York or blew up somewhere in Europe, and they could have had one of those in all the cities. Blow some up, and something goes into the air, right? What the hell? Or put something in our water. I mean, it's just scary these days. Okay, now you're going to get your political views came in. There you go. Biden's a moron. We understand other people. Trump would have got on a plane and shot it down himself. They knew it was from China immediately, yet they waited for it to travel all the way across the continent from the Pacific to the Atlantic before they shut it down. Yeah, I love Napolitano. Anthony Napolitano. Randy, yeah, he's fantastic, buddy. Good friend, too. See, that's the question. It is why did it travel all the way from the Pacific to the Atlantic? Almost like they gave it the okay to go ahead, videotape what you got to tape. But once we know, and once they gave it the thumbs up that they got everything they needed, now the political thing was blow it up, get rid of it. Look, we did the job. Too late, 5 or 6 days late. Just my opinion. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. Ocean Spit, little show about big things. How about a time for another sponsor, folks? I want to say hello to my good buddy Danny Mazzi up in Florida and from Armando Supermarket, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin. Buy local and shop local. And how about Mikey and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs? Go to crashchampions.com. That's right. Buy local, shop local. Let's get into another topic completely. That balloon was a test. They wanted to see how long it would travel. Okay. Next time the balloon will be armed with something. There you go, Vernon Voss. Now, see what I'm saying? You guys are giving me your opinion, and you all make great your opinions. We don't know why the balloon was there. We don't know. After all that, why did they shoot it down? Why didn't they capture it? China wants to see what's going on. It's scary, man. It's scary. That's why we're all like, that's why nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to fight over it. But the more we just keep staying still and not saying anything, it's just scary, man. They didn't want it to kill anyone on the ground, and they wanted to recover the equipment in the water, not on land. Good point. Shoot it down, falls down on the ground in a big city. Could hurt. Good point, Craig Olson. Going in the water, they can recover it. Good point. The question is, it's still there. Why did it wait so long to get shot down? Why did the president ignore it? Why did the president supposedly have the order to shut it down? But of course, the overruled by the general, Mike Miley. I'm just confused about this stuff. Doesn't make sense to me. All right, let's get to something else, folks. Do you guys remember the first car that you passed? The first car that you got your driver's license on. Here's the question today. What is the first car that you were driving when you received your driver's license? All right. First one. Come on. Anybody that's watching? Becky, Craig, Richard, Vernon. What was the first car that you had when you got your driver's license? Now, if I remember, I do remember. My father bought me okay, so Ronnie B said he had a Chevy. Richard, 1986 Chevy Cavalier. That's two Chevys. Very cool. Kathy said a Chevy too. Tony Toto said a Mustang. Michelle, a 72 Mustang convertible when you got your driver's license? How cool is that, Michelle? Oh, very cool. A 66 Pontiac Bonneville. Debbie got a 74 Camaro. 85 old Cutlass, Leela. Impala, says Maria. A 65 Dodge Dart, Albert. Comes up with the Dart, baby. A Bad Impala. A Nova Chevy. Wow. All right, folks. A 72 Buick LeSabre, Lillian. Oh, Nick, Frick, there you go. Ricky, he knows it. 79 Trans Am. My dad had a Trans Am when I was going for my first license. My dad, he bought it, and then he also had a Buick Regal. So the car that I got my driver's license on was my dad's Buick Regal. But my first car that my dad bought me was a Chrysler Cordoba. Now, you guys have been watching the show. You might know, you might have heard, whatever it is, but how I got my driver's license. I think I told you before, but if some new people are just listening to Ocean's Pit for the first time today or tuning in today, I went to the driver's place, and my dad's in the back seat. I'm in the front seat. The gentleman sits down. My dad takes an envelope, puts it on the armrest. 2 minutes later, the guy goes, "Congratulations, Mr. Carrara, you passed." I never even started the car. Never even test drive the car. That's how it was back then. Dad had a Cordoba. Yes, my dad had one. Ricky, 71 Cutlass Supreme, 57 Chevy, a hot car. Yeah, Dennis, I drive. Yeah, you ain't kidding. So because I never did a test and never did a proper driver's license test, I was brutal when I was driving. I still can't drive. I'm still horrible when I drive. My wife will tell you. Horrible, horrible driver. My wife is scared to get in the car with me. How bad is that? Someone said to me, Tony, I like talking about old stuff. Mr. Bubble. Do you imagine? Remember when you were a kid and Mr. Bubble came out? You used to see it on the commercials, and you'd always, Mom, I want Mr. Bubble. Of course, they never wanted you. I mean, you could have took anything to make bubbles at that time, but Mr. Bubble was big. I remember the Cordoba commercials with Ricardo Montalban talking about the fine, leather. That's right, Ricardo Montalban. I will remember that. I will remember that if we are ever in the back of you. There you go, Carol. Remember if you're in the back of me. Brutal. Crazy Foam. Oh, boy, there you go. Crazy Foam was great, too. Yeah, you remember you used to put it on you used to make a hat and a mustache with all this stuff when you were sitting in the bathtub. Crazy Foam was great. And then, of course, you had, you had Mr. Bubble. I close my eyes in the back seat when you drive. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, I got so much work to do. I'm telling you, Michelle, I got so much work to do. That's number 6 on my wife's list. Learn how to drive. Grand Prix, Grand Prix, 1979. Cool, Jill. Very, very cool. All right, let's do some birthdays. A lot of them this past week. Chicago entertainer Miles Green's mom up in heaven celebrates a birthday. Joey Bishop, one of the founding members of the Rat Pack. Joey Bishop celebrated a birthday. Jay Anthony, out there, buddy. Great seeing you Saturday night at Tavern on the Point. Alice Cooper turned 75 years old this weekend. Nathan Lane, Broadway at its finest, turned 67 years old today. Ernie Banks, former Chicago Cubby. Nolan Ryan of the California Angels, 79 years old. Jackie Robinson, one of the best ball players ever to play the game. Bill Mumy, you might remember him as Will Robinson. The great Bill Mumy from Lost in Space turned 69 years old. Richie Kotzkin from the rock band Poison celebrates a birthday. Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire celebrates a birthday. Christopher Guest, of course, married to Jamie Lee Curtis, and of course, he played on Spinal Tap, turns 75 years old today. Ida Lupino turns it. Nigel Bruce, who played Watson. You know, my favorite is Sherlock Holmes. Next to Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce. Happy birthday, Watson Elementary, as Sherlock would say. Ron Romero from the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebrated a birthday. Ron Happy birthday. And of course, John Fiedler. Now, he was a character actor, but he's better known as the voice of Piglet from the cartoons Winnie the Pooh. John Fiedler celebrates a birthday. Wow, we got some stuff, folks, here, Ocean's Pit. We're trying to hit on great stuff. Ryan Lewis, how you doing, my friend? Old people time. That's it. Kids had blocks in the bath time that stuck on the wall. Oh, yeah. They got so much better than the Mr. Bubble and Crazy Foam. But Crazy Foam, I completely forgot about it until Dennis mentioned it. Very, very cool, folks. Study finds, according to NBC, studies find that wearing masks these days have little to no effect on transmitting the flu. Now, we know for many years people would wear the mask because of this COVID thing, which didn't seem to really help. But now they're saying that people might be still wearing it to stop the transmission of the flu. But according to studies and NBC, that the mask doesn't really help. Okay. Former DuPage parish priest accused of stealing church donations. Wow. Really? I don't know if that happens all the time, but you always wonder if they don't put your hands inside that to get some of that cash. Now, why would you steal? Here's what I don't get. Whether you're a church guy or not, people go there to worship. They get some strength. They try to get some positive vibes when they go there. They feel better when they go there. They give money to the church. And then the priest has to steal money from it. But this stuff is stuff that's making the news. You know, this is stuff that was making the news. I think I mentioned this 3 times already. 3 times already in the last 2 months. According to Rolling Stone magazine, Austin Butler, who played the Elvis Presley story, you know, after he got out, he couldn't stop talking like Elvis. The accent just kept coming and people were getting aggravated. Now, this is the 3rd time they're mentioning it on main media news. Thank you, T. He can't get rid of this accent. His friends and family, people saying, stop talking like Elvis. But this is the stuff that's the top 4 things. I looked in this news app that my daughter Jana told me on. The first thing that came up, or the 4th thing that came up, was Austin Butler can't lose his Elvis accent. That's not the number 4 thing that we're worried about in the world. This mask shit again. Oh, Dennis, I don't know. Some people use it because they think it can stop the flu. I don't know. My prayers go out to my good friend, Fred Tacona. His dad passed away this weekend. Fred and Karen, his girlfriend, come out and see us. His wife come and see us all the time. And Fred, I'm sorry about your father. Rest in peace to your father up there. World Cancer Day, folks. We were talking about it. Horrible. If they can come up with something to get rid of this horrible, horrible disease. And ticket prices again with Bruce Springsteen, who just started touring. We heard the debacle with the Taylor Swift. And now with Bruce Springsteen. Folks, these organizations that are selling the tickets, I don't know, there's the Ticketmasters going through whatever, just robbing people. They need to put a stop to all this stuff, folks. Kathy, that's a completely different story. I don't know why they wear masks when they're in the car alone, too. I don't know. We already been through that, but you're absolutely right. I told you, when during the COVID, I remember a guy out in the middle of the ocean fishing in Florida, and he was on a boat by himself. So I don't know. It's too. I can't waste more time talking about that crazy stuff that's going on. But getting scoped prices for tickets, unheard of for these people. Now, Taylor Swift's been busy, right? She's huge. She's hopefully, for people that like her music, like my daughter's a big fan of hers, she's going to be around millions and millions. She's going to be around forever. I mean, she's got a long way to go. She's still a young kid. Bruce, you know, who knows when he's going to go. And I love Springsteen. I don't care for his political views, but I love his music. Love his music. And I was glad that he was back. Love Bruce. But man, they're just robbing the people who work so hard for them to make money It's crazy. The most important thing that you will ever wear is your attitude. God, my wife tells me that all the time. Folks, I don't know how you guys are. Sometimes you got that chip on your shoulder, or sometimes you just got that attitude. Now, sometimes the attitude could be good, good vibes, and 98% of the time, the attitude is good vibes. But sometimes you just got that bad vibes attitude who can rub you the wrong way. And I know people are really good guys or good girls and stuff, and then you meet them on a bad day. All of a sudden, people think that that's what they are. But I love this quote: "The most important thing you will ever wear is your attitude." Very, very, very cool. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? Now, this you don't hear stories like this. I mean, you hear a lot of crazy stories out there about people being found dead and this, and it's just crazy the way this world is. But just like Mama D said, my mother D said, it's not the world, it's just certain people. But listen to this: North Carolina man missing since Christmas Eve was found dismembered and sealed in cement. Now, we heard the old cement shoes thing with the mob. This guy was cut up, chopped up, and sealed in cement. North Carolina got missing since Christmas Eve. Wow. Entertainment, Mr. Vince Amore. What's up, my good friend? Go see my buddy Vince. Fantastic entertainer. We lost another entertainers, another more actors, TV actors, folks. According to People Magazine, Belinda Dillon from the movie Christmas Story dies at the age of 83 years old. Charles Kimbrough from the TV show Murphy Brown also passed away this weekend, folks. How about this, folks? A teenage kid won $36 million on a scratch-off lottery ticket. First time she ever bought one, and she did it just for fun. Now, I don't really buy lottery tickets. For Christmas, we give them away, stocking stuffers, But I know a lot of people that buy lottery tickets. It's like their thing. Every weekend, they spend money. And sometimes they win a little here, $5, $10, $50, whatever it is. But this lady, just for the fun of it, didn't plan on buying this ticket, wants $36 million on a scratch off. How about that? Lilia, how about the lady, 90 years old, put in the freezer for 2 years by her daughter to collect the mother's Social Security check? Oh, we did talk about that. Now, Vince is in the medical field, and he still has to wear a mask everywhere he goes. Wow. Now, I go to the hospital. We don't wear masks when I go for my checkup. Nowhere. So, I don't know. Some places are different, I guess. But what about that? You're right. Remember the lady, the 90-year-old? Yeah, was kept in a freezer for 2 years so their daughter could collect the Social Security checks. Becky, you got a point. That I don't know. I don't believe minors can win lottery. This said teenage kid. So it could be in different states. Maybe it's in a different state. You're going to be it now for sure. God bless you, Vince. The doctors wear masks. Not my doctor. My voice doctor did not have a mask on. Nope. Not an Alexian Brothers. Had no mask. No, that's just so. I guess it depends on the doctors. It depends on the town you live in. It depends on the state you live in. That's just me. How about let's give it up for Bobby's birthday? Bobby or Bobby, Bobi, depends on how you pronounce it. Now, he's the world's oldest dog, ladies and gentlemen. And you know how much we love talking about pets and dogs. He's the world's oldest dog. Now, normally a dog's lifespan is 12 to 14 years, right? This dog here's a Portuguese pooch. Portugal pooch was almost killed at birth and end up being the world's oldest dog. Booby or Bobby, as they pronounce it in Portugal, is 30 years old. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, remember, this dog was supposed to die at birth. It was almost dying at birth. They brought him back to life, whatever they did, and he ends up living. He's 30 years old. How cool is that? Maybe she's over 18. Good point, Beggy. Good point. It said teenage kid, so it could be right. Anytime after you're 18, you're still a teenager. Correct. Yeah. So how about that? 30 years old. Unbelievable. We just ate absolutely, probably ate the table food. Carol, how you doing, Carol? We got to get you on the show, my dear. Absolutely. My good friend Carol and everybody there from Antonio's Pizzeria, which I'm hoping to do some summer shows there this summer. So let's get Carol on the show. Let's do it. We got to definitely get her on. She had her own show. She had her podcast. She does voiceover stuff. So she's ready. So we'd like to get her on the show probably at the end of the month. I'll be reaching out to you. Thank you, Carol. You know what, Carol? Why don't you reach out to me on your my private message there and let me know what some dates are good for you. We're having guests Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yep. Tony. Yeah, Tony and Carol would be cool. Nanette, how you doing, Nanette from Antonio's in the house? Antonino's Pizzeria. Great pizza, by the way. Hope to go back there this summer. Mo, what do you call it? A rock group with four guys that can't sing? I don't know. What do you call? What do you call a rock group that can't sing, Vince? I don't know. You're watching Ocean's Pit? Until I get that answer, folks. I hope you guys are having a great day. Mount Rushmore. Oh, God, that's a good one, Vince. Florida. For all you people that live in Florida or love Florida, we're talking about the great Ron DeSantis and what he said he's going to do and his freedom budget. You got to love this guy, man. Family man, military man. You got to love him. He's going to spend almost $9 million trying to cure Alzheimer's, $5 million increasing pay for caregivers so they can more money, take care of them more so they can actually take care of our loved ones. $5 million is spending on that. Another $1 million for cancer. You got to love Ron DeSantis on his freedom budget. Absolutely. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day. Like I said, this week I was off. I was supposed to be in Eagle River, Wisconsin. That fell through, so I will be off. Coming back now. We're going back to, on Wednesday, will be February 15th, will be at Rosebud in Lamont. On the 16th, will be at JC Pub in McCook. Next Friday, the 17th, will be at Chicago Private Steakhouse. And don't forget, Saturday, February 18th, ladies and gentlemen, my record CD release party will be at Club Arcata Speakeasy. My new CD is called Heard I Had a Good Time. 30 years. Go to oshows.com. The main event band, Danny Ramundi, Tony Toto, Ronnie B. Elvis will be joining us. Barb Bailey will be joining us. Bill Saratella, and maybe Jeff. I know Jeff Dubray's coming. I hope Bill can show up too. Regina Karma, Lisa P. How about Angelo Coramato from Naples, Italy, will be performing. Go there Saturday, February 18th. Come out to my CD release party. Carol, the crew, I hope you guys can come out and check us out. It'll be fantastic. Santos supposedly is a complete fraud. Santos is a fraud, Albert. Absolutely. Miles, we just talked about you, Miles, about your mom's birthday up in heaven, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. Miles Green, a great entertainer in the Chicagoland area. Make sure you check him out. And happy birthday to your mom in heaven, Miles. All right. Speaking of eggs are so expensive, they're being sneaked in across the border from Mexico. Holy cow. Whoever thought that they'd be sneaking eggs from Mexico, folks? But on a good positive note, Tony's Supermarket on Mannheim Road have large eggs, 2 dozen for $5. You got to go over there to Tony's on Mannheim Road. Unbelievable. I don't get it. Crazy stuff, man. It has come. And I know we had Groundhog's Day. I don't know how many more days of winter or whatever the hell it is, but it's funny. Someone says, I'm a groundhog. I'm a rodent. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't tell the weather. Man, you guys got the guys and stuff, the stuff that you put in, that you guys are sending me stuff. It's just pretty funny shit, man. I'm telling you. Really is. All right, folks, but we're coming to the end of the hour. You know, the show is Monday through Friday, and I appreciate all your letters. I get letters still from you guys, emails, texts, and telling stories that we should mention. And we like to try to get your stories in as much as we can. But of course, it is what it is. So keep bringing them in. Keep sending me your texts. The show is still Monday through Friday and 12 o'clock noon. Share the page. If you're watching it for the first time or if you've been a follower and you haven't shared it, push the button. Let people know about it. It's a great show, folks. I enjoy it because I get to talk to all you great people and meet some of you great people. So let's talk. We got a couple more sponsors before we say good afternoon, folks. Let's not forget our good buddy Dave Antonelli, who's coming home from Tennessee, Alabama over there, seeing his daughter Brianna, who's coming home. Patriot Funding Incorporated, commercial money lending at its finest when timing is everything. Go to Patriot Funding Incorporated. It's a great deal. Buy local, shop local. 630-675-4730. That's Patriot Funding Incorporated. And folks, let's not forget, last but not least, the big sponsors. The big sponsors here at Oceans Pit is brought to you by our good friends from Ace Hardware, Norwich Ace, Des Plaines Ace, Evergreen Park, and Warrenville Ace. Remember, they've been helping neighbors before there were neighborhoods. That's Ace Hardware, folks. And they got some great deals for the month of February. Small engine repair, handyman service. You need to rent a truck or U-Haul. How about offer screen and window repair? Oh my God. They also have an Ace Cut program for car chip keys. The fraction of the cost that you would pay to get a new key at a dealership. Raffaello and Jackie do an incredible job giving you special deals. And we're going to be live, folks, live remote on February 23rd at the Norwich in Ace Norwich on 8330 West Lawrence Avenue. Me and my wife, Laura, doing our live remote on Thursday. We're going to be there. So it's important, folks. Remember the great friends from Ace, helping neighbors before there were neighborhoods. And guys, remember the CD release party on the 18th of February. I hope you guys come out to Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy. All the great guests besides the main event band. And like I said, again, Angel Conamato from Naples, Italy, who has 40 million views. He's already performed for me 2 or 3 times already. And him and Anne-Marie, they're going to be coming there and performing. So please get your tickets at Oshos.com. All right, folks, it's time to go. We will be back at the tomorrow, same time, same channel, folks. And thank you guys so much. Remember, always, the show is dedicated to the first responders, the police, the firemen, the doctors, the nurses, the firemen, the teachers, the farmers, everybody in the military. But mostly it's dedicated to people like you. And what a way to start off the Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. And any suggestions you might have, send them to me. I'm always looking to make the show better. The new studio will be moving soon. This is my wife and my son, Tony, putting it all together. So cool. And like I said, we're still getting excited for Nina and Eric getting married, our daughter getting married this Saturday on the 11th. So we're just crazy, man. Remember, buy local, shop local. Remember to keep buying, supporting local establishments and live entertainment. It's very, very important. Remember, folks, in the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Peace and love. Be kind to everybody, man. If you're having a problem, reach out to somebody. Somebody's there for you. Hopefully you'll have somebody there because right now the world is crazy. We all need each other. We all need good people in our circle. God bless to my loving family. Producer April, my wife Laura, and the kids. Love you all, everybody. God bless you all. Remember, have a great one. And our good buddy Nick Sahajas will be taking us out. Have a good one.
Time to go. It's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.
Thank you so much, baby.